Assalamu alaikum, greetings to you all. I know you're very tired and we've been sat here for a long time, so I won't take much of your time. But just to take you back to the 16th of November 2009 and to tell you just a glimpse and to show you just a glimpse of what the family has been through. I'll be speaking from the family's perspective and obviously from my own, from my mother's, from my sister-in-law, from my daughters, and from my little sister who's 8-year-old. It was at dawn, 16th of November 2009, when about 30 to 40 men barged into our home. Masked, screaming, shouting, thumping all the way upstairs into our bedroom. No consideration, no concern, obviously. We could not understand why. We were all asleep in our beds, and the first thing that went through my mind was that we're going to get murdered. We will be killed because there's a bunch of hooligans or drunkards that have just barged into our home. Little did we even think that it's actually the authorities of the lands that we are living in right now. They barged into my room, screamed at me, shouted at me to get out of bed. I did so. They screamed at me to sit down and ordered. Threw things in my room. I felt so intimidated. It's unbelievable. Obviously, they dressed the way I was, treated the way I was. Having no concern of my younger sister, who was only 5 at the time. This is what I call terrorism. This is what I call terrorism in our own houses, in our own homes, where we can't even feel secure. I was searched, escorted downstairs, where the rest of the family was sat. And the last memory I have of my father from that day is when he walked out handcuffed, smiling at my younger sister, 5-year-old. The officers, again, there were about 40 to 50 of them all over the house. We could not understand why we were treated as such. They told us that we had to leave the home straight away. We asked why they were there, what had happened. They would say, "You'll find out later, you'll find out later." They said, "You have to leave the house, go to a relative's house." Again, no justification was given. We told them we could not go anywhere else, so they escorted us to a hotel. We asked what we could take with us. They contradicted amongst themselves, saying, "You can't take cash, you can't take cash, you can't take clothes, you can't take clothes." So we went empty-handed, leaving our home in the hands of these people, without any money, without any clothes, to a hotel. And even then, they had the cheek, these liaison officers had the cheek to say, "Don't worry, we'll take you to a good hotel." When we reached the hotel, they said, "Oh, at least you're lucky you got the top floor of the hotel." At the time, like Harris explained, he wasn't with the family. He had gone to London the night before, and that's where he was arrested. We had no idea where he was, so we tried to call him from the hotel. The police still did not have the decency to tell us that Harris was also arrested, and under what circumstances, what they were arrested for. No details whatsoever were given. We were left without any contacts. 3 vulnerable women and a child left in that state, so helpless, I must say, out of their generosity, we were given £30 a week to spend for clothes, travel costs to school and back, to drop my younger sister off to mosque and back, and for food, etc. £30 for the family. Anyhow, we were in that situation for about 7 days. When we were escorted back home, it was extremely nerve-wracking, not knowing what had happened in our house for the past 7 days, who was in it, what was going on. We had no idea. We saw that the cars went there. We saw our front door broken. We could not understand why we were treated as such. It was just extremely nerve-wracking and horrible to be in such a situation. Walking back into the house, just imagine your own family is in this situation, your own woman in this situation. When you walk back into your house with the front door broken, without your father, without your brother, without any men to support you. Mentally and emotionally, it affected us a lot, to the extent that if somebody would knock on the door at night, my heart would skip a beat and I would think, is it another raid? The shock and the terror that we had been through was insane. If somebody would push or leave it outside, I'd think, is it another raid? What my father has been through the past 2 years, I can't imagine. He is innocent. I don't care what the convictions are, we know he is innocent, he has done nothing wrong, and we will fight to prove that. We will make sure the truth comes out, and this is just a glimpse of the injustice that is happening in this world, right at our doorstep. The way it affected Khadija, my younger sister, again, who was only 5 years old at the time, is unimaginable. The day of the raid, as we were escorted to the hotel, she said, "Mum, do these people not have any manners?" She said, did Dad not tell them about Islam, how to walk into people's homes? They have no manners. Who are these people? From that day till now, she does not sleep in her own room. She sleeps with my mum in school playground. This is a 5-year-old child. One of the teachers were asking, "Children, tell me what you like. Tell me what you like." Some children said, "I like toys, I like ice cream, I like sweets." This girl responded by saying, "I would like it if my father came and picked me up from school." The way it's affected this child, her childhood is just totally destroyed. They've destroyed her life. They've destroyed every member of this family's life. They've destroyed my father's life. These days, these minutes, these seconds, they cannot repay. They cannot give it back. But we just plead that you all stand up against this injustice and prevent it from happening to anybody else. My younger sister, she used to be extremely travel sick. So when my father was moved to Belmarsh, again, that was very difficult for us, and I thank every brother and everybody who helped us and who took us to London to visit our father. She could not travel, so months would go by and she did not see my father. But then she'd miss him so much. My father would miss Khadija so much. In the end, she would just give in and she'd say, okay, I want to go. She'd be throwing up all the way there, all the way back. And as soon as she would get there, she'd grab my father's hand and she'd say, why are you here, Father? Why are you here, my dad? Tell me, why don't you just come home? But definitely, one positive thing, one positive outcome is that before my father's arrest, she was extremely, extremely scared of the siren, the police siren. As soon as she heard it, she would be petrified. But now, nothing at all. She can stand up to their face and she can tell them that she hates them, which is really unfortunate because this is not what the police are there for. They're there to build bridges, but if they behave in the way they are, and if they steal homes and lives like this, then it will definitely destroy community relations. I ask, is the damage not enough? To each and every member of this family, have they not had enough? But certainly not as they keep going ahead. And ahead with the injustice, and now they want to take our family home and leave 5 adults and 2 children homeless. I ask, what has my 8-month-old baby done? What has she done to be going through this hell, going through this nightmare? Please, I urge you to tell your friends and your families and your relatives. Tell the community as a whole to wake up. Tell them about this injustice. It's not a fairy tale. This is happening right now. And if we don't prevent it, it will keep happening again and again and again. Not necessarily just Muslim families, but anybody. It can happen to anybody. So please, stand up against this injustice. Thank you.